empty. The only thing I can see is my own silhouette. I'm getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there's no time for regrets. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Thailand. I've been all around the globe, trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Yeah. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes
Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. We are back for our first match review of the season, live for you guys this evening. After our 3-0 victory against Leyton Orient over the weekend, a very happy weekend, wasn't it, for us all? I do just want to say, obviously, before we do get going tonight, obviously, I do apologise for not doing this show last night. Obviously, I was planning to do it last night, but yeah, obviously, I just wasn't that great last night at all. You know, a lot of stress building up away from the screen. Really, I just couldn't do it last night, unfortunately. So I do apologise for that, but I'm sure you all understand. And yes, but anyway, we are back. I'm kind of one of those people that hate letting you guys down, but also I felt frustrated myself because I felt like I needed to get the video out yesterday, but knowing that I couldn't. Delaying it 24 hours, it's not ideal, but it is what it is. But unfortunately, it was out of my control. But yes, look, a massive 3 points for us over the weekend, like I said, which sent us top of the league after game week 1. But don't worry, I'm not getting carried away just yet. And, you know, it's a very promising start, very promising signs from what we saw in this match. Just a fantastic opening day, wasn't it? Which has really laid the foundations to build upon now, hasn't it? But before we do get into everything, we're going to go through the game, go through a few things that I want to say and got lots to get off my chest this evening. And you guys in the chats, let me know your thoughts throughout tonight's show as well, whether that be live in the chat or in the comment section if you're watching this on playback. But yes, make sure you drop a like, subscribe, and get your thoughts in down below in the chat or in the comments if you're watching it on playback, like I said. But look, let's have a look, see what everybody's saying. Jackson, he says, yes, now how's it going? Great result on Saturday, and you're welcome for the thumbnail. Big up to you, Ryan. Hello, Jack. Yes, look, really, really good start, wasn't it? We're going to get into it all. And yeah, I appreciate the thumbnail as well, mate. Obviously, I'll give you a shout out earlier on my socials. But yes, big up to you. And Noah's in the building. He says, hello, Ryan. I'm so happy with the result. Yes, I think we're all very, very happy. But like I say, it's only one game. But we're happy. We're happy with what we saw on Saturday. Absolutely, we've got a right to be. Yeah. All right, okay, so we're going to get into it then. So first of all, before I do get into the lineup, obviously, walking into the stadium, I don't know if anybody else felt like this when on Saturday, but I felt a real buzz around the place, you know what I mean? That real excitement about the game, I felt like it was as if the air was full of positivity, you know what I mean? And I just felt it, Obviously, in and around the stadium was even better. You felt that buzz, excitement, that kind of, I don't know, we haven't had it for a while, have we? That, because when we've been around the ground, last season, many years before that, it just felt really doom and gloom, really negative, and it wasn't really a nice place to be, but I felt like it was a real refreshing change in this aspect. Also, the players and the manager and the staff will have felt that as well as us fans. And I just felt like it gave everyone an even bigger lift and a boost to make sure that we did get those 3 points to start with. Thought the atmosphere was fantastic in the stadium as well, and the attendance I think was higher than I thought, it would be. But yeah, really, really good signs. Before we do get into, let's just get into a few more comments. Very happy with the result. Yes, absolutely. And McCauley says, I'm still confused. Is Sean Brown injured and is Marcus Huddersfield? I'm not sure what you're referring to, Macaulay. Obviously, I'm talking about the review. I'm reviewing Saturday's game, so I'm not talking about after this game. I'm not talking about if they'll be available for the next game. But look, let's get into Paul. Hello, Paul. He says, brilliant. There was a good buzz feeling at the stadium when I got there. Brilliant up the time. Yeah. See, Paul, you're on the. You felt it like I did as well. So yes, we are on the same page. But look, let's have a look at the lineup that we started with then. So obviously, Goodman started in goal as expected. I think we all kind of felt clear to us that he was going to be the starting goalkeeper, number one keeper this season for us. The back four: Sean Rowan on the left, Joe Lowe in the centre with Jack Watmore and Lyndon Gooch on the right. The two DMs, we've got Herbie Kane and Ryan Ledson in there. The three more attacking midfielders: Miller on the left, Ben Wiles in the number 10, and Marcus Harness on the right. And then Alfie May started ahead of Joe Taylor. But look, obviously there's a few kind of talking points in this line, wasn't there really? I mean, obviously the captain Ryan Ledson wasn't the talking point, but he was obviously the captain, led the team out for the first time. But he was one of 8 new debutants in this starting lineup for us. Alfie May was the one that got the nod ahead of Joe Taylor as well, which I thought was quite interesting. Goodman obviously is between the sticks. Joe Lowe obviously started and looked like he was really fully fit. Obviously made today's starting lineup. Not today's, Saturday's lineup, sorry. The great news as well, it was great news, wasn't it, seeing back. But I also thought it was interesting, as well. I don't know if anybody else felt this, but I was surprised that he actually went with Herbie Kane in one of those 2 defensive midfield roles. I was adamant that he was going to start either Kasumu or if McGuan was going to be available, then McGuan, but obviously McGuan didn't make it. So yeah, I was surprised that Kane started the match. I really was, because I do think that, for me, I like that real grit and determination in the middle of the park. You know what I mean? And Kasumu does break up play very good, doesn't he? And I do like Kasumu. So yeah, but obviously I'm not Ben Wiles' biggest fan. But yeah, he did do well in this game, but I'm not his biggest fan. Obviously the bench: Nichols, Sorensen, Taylor, Ruskin, Balker, Charles, and Kasumu. Obviously, no place on the bench for Leo Castledown, our newest signing. That obviously he wasn't available and ready to play yet. Obviously, probably didn't even have a training session. Maybe he had one training session, but it wasn't really enough to put him in contention. So yeah, hopefully we might see him. But the depth in this squad now is crazy, isn't it? It's really, really strong, and that's what we wanted for so long now. So yeah, that's kind of my thoughts on the lineup. I liked the lineup overall. There were just a few things I wasn't too happy about, but who am I to criticise? It worked in the end, didn't it? So, but yeah, so that was a lineup. Let's have a look. Evening, Ryan. Hope you're well. Hello, Joshua. How are you doing, mate? Good to see you. And look, so let's get into the game. And I thought we actually started really well, didn't we? With intensity. I mean, we did get caught on the counter attack, didn't we, to begin with, though, and obviously they hit the post in that time before we then hit the post ourselves, and then we managed to get that early goal, courtesy of Joe Lowe. I mean, for me, it was a brilliant ball into the box from the delivery. It was from Kane. The delivery was from Kane, so it was a good delivery in. Lowe was there to head it home. And yeah, it was a really, really positive goal, wasn't it? And I think I said this weeks and weeks ago, by the way, in pre-season, where I said that set pieces could be a big thing for us this season. You know what I mean? If we, because we've got a lot of hype from the back coming up, I felt like we could really capitalize on that. And, I know it's only one game, but the signs are there. Set pieces could be another big thing for us this season in terms of, getting goals that we need. But yeah, so it's an extra thing that we can kind of use to our advantage. So look, yeah, really, really good goal to start with. I think for me though, after that goal, I felt like we'd really backed off a little after the opening goal. I don't know if anybody else felt like that. And we allowed them back into the game a little bit, and they did actually have more possession than us throughout the first half and in the game as a whole. But they weren't really doing anything with it, were they? They weren't testing Goodman, and that's how I see it. So you can have all the possession in the world, but it doesn't really matter, does it? Because if you're not doing anything, you're not actually putting the ball in the back of the net and testing the keeper more, then what use is it? Rowan obviously came off injured. That was a big blow for us, wasn't it? I thought, oh my goodness. I don't know if you saw it, but it was a stat on X where it said that he hadn't been injured for his former club Lincoln for ages, and now he's come here, first game, proper game as a town player, and he's got injured. Obviously, he did try to carry on for a few moments, but just wasn't able to continue. So he did try. He didn't want to come off even. You could sense that. But look, he had to do. Hopefully, it isn't too serious. He did walk off the field, so that just kind of suggests, yes, it might be a little bit bad, but it's not as serious as a stretcher kind of injury where they bring stretcher on and take him off. So Ruskin came on the 23rd minutes. But look, things that I kind of recognised throughout this match, throughout this first half, I feel like we looked a little bit shaky at the back, in my opinion. I thought we were a bit shaky. I thought we were sloppy in possession as well. We were giving that ball away far too easily for my liking. That's how I saw it. Almost as if we were giving them the encouragement they needed to score. I thought it was a bit slow and passive play throughout that first half a little bit. I'm not saying it was all like that, but I felt like there was too many stages where we were a little bit naive. And if you look at the latter of the first half as well, we spent that last part of the first half, kind of on the back foot, and I thought that was quite evident as well. But we did get through it. A few unnecessary bookings as well, which are, again, which left some of the players on the tightrope for the rest of the match. But yeah, obviously the referee and the linesman was shocking, weren't they? Absolutely shocking. I mean, good luck, guys. I don't like mentioning the officials, and it didn't really matter in the end. But that's not the point, is it? It's the point that we always seem to get the worst referees around, and that's been a current theme for ages. I suppose every club will say that, but for me, we always seem to get them. They always seem to be favouring the other side. But look, it was half-time. Obviously, like I said, 1-0 to us. The Joe Lowe headed the difference at the break. If you look at, obviously, Lee Grant's kind of delivery out there with his team, working hard, played some decent stuff as well in that first half we did. Going forward, May, seeing Wiles pressing and linking up well. Obviously, Wiles, likes of Harness, has showed moments of quality, didn't he, as well? Like I said, Round was forced off with an injury, which was a big blow for us, really. Hopefully, we don't know the diagnosis yet, but hopefully it's not too long out. Ruskin came on and I thought, settled fine and did well. I felt like there was a lot of loose passes throughout that first half, which allowed Leyton Orient to just start to get back into this game. With obviously the scoreline only being the 1-0 at the time. The midfield kind of went missing in that last 10 to 15 minutes of the half. But, you know what I mean? We went in 1-0 down, 1-0 up, which was a positive. Gosh. But let's look at the halftime stats then before we do get into the comments. Big up to you all. Thanks for commenting, and we'll get to them in a minute. So look at the stats here in the first half. They had more possession than us, 57% to our 43. They actually had 9 shots, but they only managed 2 on target. We had 5 shots, 3 on target. So we were obviously more, we were testing. Obviously, we were more clinical in terms of, shots on target, and obviously we got the goal as well. So that kind of shapes how the first half was kind of how it was really on the stats kind of thing. But look, let's have a look at the comments. God, there's loads of comments. I do apologise, guys. Because it was the strongest bench I've seen in a long while, which shows how much talent we have at the club. Yeah, we do now, McCall. Yeah, we've obviously strengthened a lot and signed a lot of players. And yeah, look, now we've got depth, what we've been wanting for ages. So yeah, I agree. It was brilliant to see, wasn't it? Game changers to come off the bench and make an impact. Big up to FDT. He says, great start to the season for you guys. We won 3-2 Blackpool. Yeah, obviously a Stevenage fan. FDT. So yes, big up to yourself. Yeah, a good result for you guys away from home as well. So yeah, thanks for tuning in and thanks for your comment. And yeah, big up. We'll be I don't know when we play you guys actually. Can't remember now, but yeah, we'll be meeting very soon, won't we? In terms of playing each other. Paul said it's only early days yet, but I believe we will have a good season. I believe in League Grant. Yeah, I mean, like I say, it's easy to get carried away, but the signs are promising. The stars feel like they're aligned for us to have a really strong season. And the reality is if we aren't in that top 5, top 5, top 4, I think it would be an absolute massive failure. It would just be massive underachievement if we don't manage to get there. So look, see what else people are saying. Yeah, I'm not doing that. Like I said, guys, we are keeping it strictly to this game. We're not talking about the Reading game. We're doing a preview for that on Friday, so I'm not bringing up any comments about the Reading game. Thank you. Because seeing Sean Round not wanting to come off just shows how much he cares and wants to play, which is a good sign. Yeah, no, I agree. You know what I mean? You could tell that he wants to be on there helping the lads, get the result we need. And yeah, it was nice. In years gone by, players would just quite happily go off if they were injured. But now we've got players that actually want to stay on that pitch, even if they're injured. So yeah, I agree. I do agree. It's a good sign. The header from Joe Lowe made my day. Yes, it was a brilliant start, wasn't it? And it really did. I thought the atmosphere from the off, like I said, was brilliant, wasn't it? You know what I mean? It was really loud, good attendance. It was over 17,000. I thought there would be less there on Saturday, if I'm being honest with you. I didn't expect it to be so full, but it was, and it's good to see. But yeah, that Joe Lowe goal just gave us that even bigger lift. The ground was loud anyway, but once that goal went in, it settled us down, as a team as well, the squad. And then I think the lads needed that, didn't they? They needed that to begin. And yeah, the crowd, obviously, we were really happy to see the early goal. It was a perfect start for us, wasn't it? The start that you want. Notice I was looking for Castledown's shirt number on the HFC app. And on the photos, Ben Wiles, Ruskin and Miller are all classed as forwards now. Well, it depends what you mean by forwards. I mean, obviously, they are attacking players, aren't they, all 4 of them? I mean, to be fair, Miller, obviously, for me, is more of an attacking player, but he's a good defender as well, to be fair. And in terms of number, I think I covered it in the video I did. I think, isn't Castledown going to be... No, it says here, doesn't it, on the thing. I can't find it, but he did say on the I don't know, guys. Whenever you want to find something, you can never find it, can you? But look, obviously the second half, there were no changes made by us, which I wasn't really surprised about. Such as I thought we would. I mean, I know obviously we did end the first half quite sluggishly, but we're hanging on a little bit. But you know what I mean? They still got over the line, and we got into half time. So look, I think we actually started the second half better than, you know what I mean, the way we finished the first. So some good, front foot attacking football flowing very nicely between, some nice combinations between Harness, May and Wiles, you know what I mean, which saw Wiles go one-on-one with the keeper. Obviously the keeper saved. I think Wiles really should have scored. That was a big chance. So again, Goodman didn't have much to do, but when he did, he was very commanding of his box, wasn't he? I noticed that. You know what I mean? I think there was a moment where there was a bit of a shaky moment with Jack Watmore, who misjudged the ball. Obviously, the orange striker kind of ran onto it, but Goodman got there first. So yeah, good commanding of his area and alert to danger, which is good. And then obviously we scored the second goal, of course, which obviously was really good to see, wasn't he? Obviously 2-0. Alfie May gets a goal in his debut from the penalty spot. Obviously, it was a definite penalty. You know what I mean? He clipped him. I think it was Wiles, wasn't it, that won the penalty? I might be mistaken, but I'm sure it was Wiles that won the penalty. And yeah, he definitely took his ankle. And yeah, it was a penalty. It was such a cool and calm penalty, wasn't it, by May? Really good. And a stat out there, I'm sure everybody's seen it. 1,894 days without scoring a penalty at home was finally over. Can you believe we had that drought for so long at home? And yes, not a stat really that you want to be ending in the 1,894th day, but we managed to stop that record from going any higher. But I think from this moment as well, though, that goal really, settled us down even more, didn't it? And I thought we stepped it up again. We kept our foot on the gas this time. If you remember what I said earlier, in that first half, I think that we kind of stepped our foot off the gas when we scored that first goal in the first half. But in this instance, when we scored the second, we kept our foot on the gas, which maybe Lee Grant was telling the players if they did score again to keep the pressure on, rather than do what they did in the first half. But yeah, so look, obviously Alfie May had a spring in his step, had another chance pretty much straight after that, didn't he? Finds himself unmarked at the back post, but obviously his header is tipped over the bar by the Orient keeper. Now, Marcus Harness then picked up a knock, which I don't really see what happened really with the injury, to be fair. He did go down, and yeah, obviously when it came off, but again he was the one that walked off, so it might have been more precautionary than actually anything serious, we hope. Joe Taylor obviously came on for him and immediately leads the line with Alfie May, then tucking in behind him alongside Ben Wiles on the right. I think for me at this point we looked really comfortable, didn't we? I think, and after that second goal went in, and we had that cushion to kind of, I don't like 1-0 because 1-0 you always know that just one moment like that you can get, the other team can score and it changes the game on its head. But if you can get another goal, you start to feel a bit more comfortable. But yeah, obviously we made a couple of changes. Obviously May came off Gooch and Kane, with Charles, Sorensen and Kasumu coming on. And then obviously we managed to get the third goal in the 90th minute, 3-0. Obviously Ruskin firing it home after what looked like a Joe Taylor scuff shot rolled into his path. But again, Ruskin was in the right place at the right time, and he was there to slot it in at the back post. And I think towards the end of this match, this moment I'm about to describe epitomised the performance on Saturday. Alfie May, obviously, gives up the ball cheaply on the edge of the Orient box and gives it away. And obviously, then Orient go forward quickly. Alfie May sprints back, busts a gut to get right back and try and make up for it. That's that desire and commitment and passion you want from this team. I'm telling you now. And it epitomised how the whole squad worked. But Alfie May, I mean, it was a bit of a let-off for us because we probably should have scored from it. But you have to appreciate that work rate from Alfie May. Something that you wouldn't necessarily have seen last season. And I think that's really good to see, to be honest with you. So at full time, we did manage to see the game through 3-0. Like I said, goals in each half from Lowe and May on their debuts. See us run out comfortable winners here. A late goal in stoppage time for Ruskin, cementing all 3 points, even though it was already pretty much cemented before then, but just to make sure. Look, it was a pretty impressive performance, wasn't it? In this opening game under Lee Grant, his first match. Probably the perfect start for what is going to be a long, hard season. It's a grind. It's relentless in League One. We know what it's like. It's not an easy league to get out of. But it is kind of hard to grumble at what we saw out there on Saturday. Obviously, I've kind of picked up a few things throughout this kind of my thoughts of the game where I felt like we could have done better. But it's not necessarily like grumbling about it. It's just kind of just critiquing what I saw and what we need to improve on. We're not going to get everything right in the first game, are we? I mean, it's not going to happen. But we set the foundations and it was really, really pleasing to see. Obviously, we also saw our players really working hard on and off the ball. Just shows we have a proper team here and not a team of individuals. And is promising signs. For me, the man of the match has to be Alfie May. He pressed, he worked hard up top. Obviously, he got his goal that he deserved from the penalty spot. And also a few special mentions to Wiles, who I thought did do well. Harness, I thought was class. Lowe was class. Watmore I thought was good. I also thought Ledson had a very good game as well. And I'm going to get into Ledson in a moment because I've got a few things to say about him because, yeah, I just really, really liked what I saw. Let's have a look at the comments then. I want to know whether fourth official got 9+ minutes from 2 million laughs. I was in the couch and everyone was just baffled, couldn't complain. Yeah. It was strange. I don't know where they get all these added on minutes from, do you? They seem to just add them on magically, like it's just they just add it on for the sake of it, basically. And it's like there was nowhere near 9 minutes that needed to be added on in the set, but it didn't really matter, did it? Also forgot to mention as well, Charles when he came on as well, obviously he had an attempt, saved by the keeper, which obviously was put over the bar by the keeper. Thought Charles looked quite bright when he came on. So, yes, let's see if he can start putting the ball in the back of the net now as well. McCauley says the huge Aku sign at the front of the stadium makes it look so much more attractive as well. Yeah, no, I agree, mate. Obviously does look nice. And, yeah, there's just a real fresh energy about it. I didn't actually manage to get in the club shop on Saturday. I was going to go in. By the way, guys, I'm going to do a video doing kind of the look around the club shop. I'm going to do a video for that when I'm not sure when yet, but in the next week or so, I want to go down and kind of, do a video and react to it. Obviously, I've seen pictures, but I didn't go in it on Saturday. Just too busy on the match day, man. And plus, because it just opened, it was mega. So yeah, there will be a video coming for the club shop, the new club shop, the renovation to that. Looks very, very smart, doesn't it? Aiden says, hi mate, sorry I'm late, hope you're well. New profile picture for me on YouTube. Yes, I actually saw. Where did you get that photo from, mate? Where Where did you get that photo from? Did you make it yourself, or? It looks it's funny. But yeah, no worries for being late. No worries at all. And yes, doing a lot better today, thank you, than I was yesterday. But yeah, big up to yourself. Hope you're doing well, mate. This makes you just smash likes and subscribe if you're new. Yes, guys, if you haven't already, 17 of you in here right now. Make sure you do smash that like button. And would really mean a lot to me. We've got 10 likes. I mean, guys, come on. Doesn't cost you anything to smash that like button. And if you can subscribe as well, that'd mean a lot to me. I think I'm actually 3 away from 1,080. Seem to be stuck on 1,070 for ages now. So let's try and get to 1,080 subs. But big up, thank you so much. Of course, you're getting the new Hey Dude Home shirt. What a beauty it is. I've actually got it, not Aiden, Macaulay, but I've just washed it today, so it's on the washing line outside. So yes, I have bought it, but I haven't. I've obviously got the old one on from last season. So yes, no, it's an alright shirt, isn't it? So this performance is what a proper Huddersfield Town team should look like. No, I agree, mate. It was just so refreshing to see some good football. You know what I mean? Good football. We don't ask for much. We just want to see some good football. And that's what we saw in that opening game. Ryan Liston will be the new general. Yeah, I mean, that's a big statement. But look, he certainly looks a cool, calm, collected customer. And also leads by example. And his quality as well. I'm going to get into Leyton in a moment, actually. Yeah, we always love Johnny Hogg. But, yeah, of course. Do you think that was a shot from Taylor for Roos and Scott? Yes, it was a shot, Paul, in my opinion. And all people have said, joked about it a little bit. But yeah, it was clearly a shot, but who cares? I mean, Ruskin was there at the right time, right place, right time. And you make your own look in this game. Absolutely. Ben Wiles, man of the match. Yeah, obviously interesting. For me, obviously, he was involved in a lot of the play. But the thing is, for me, with Ben Wiles as well, by the way, and apparently that means, when I start critiquing players, it means that I hate them, apparently, which is a lot of rubbish, by the way. But yeah, Ben Wiles, for me, what I want to see is when we're up against it, how is Ben Wiles going to react then? I'm not about collectively as a team, but I mean, Ben Wiles, more notably, last season, was known for when the going got tough, he was hiding. Now, it's all well and good when the game's going your way and you're on the front foot and you're playing well and you're scoring goals and stuff like that and all that. But how is he and the rest of the team going to do when we're up against it? Maybe we're under the cosh, against a team that is challenging up there with us at the top of League One. You know what I mean? That's where I will see if there's been a real change in Ben Wiles. You know what I mean? That's how I see it. But look, Ben Wiles was good. I'm not getting too carried away. The club shot looks really good. Yeah, just from the pictures, doesn't it? Got it from Facebook and Huddersfield Town Group. I'll send you later, mate. All right. Yeah, no, I just thought it looked really, really I felt like you did it because it looked really real. If you get what I mean, it looked like it was properly designed. Maybe somebody else designed it, but they've done a good job. I've been to have a look at the club shop today. It looks good. Went to get my ticket for Stevenage at home. Oh, nice, Paul. Yeah, nice. I'm actually excited to go down and have a look at the club shop at some point when I can. So yeah, like I said, that video will be coming to the channel very, very soon. Guys, by the way, there will be a video out at 8 o'clock tonight. Obviously discussing the Ruben Ruskin contract extension. That video has been recorded. It's ready to go for you guys. I'm releasing it at 8 o'clock, so stay tuned for that. And let's have a look. But yeah, big up Stevenage at home. Yeah, but yeah, big up to you, Paul. I'm going to buy the new shirt. Nice. Which one are you getting? Which new one are you getting? Are you getting the home one, Paul? There's 2 Pauls, which is confusing. But yeah, Paul and Paul. What even the attendance seemed pretty good. I love the tifo. I think it was actually just over 17,000 that I heard. So yes, that's what they attended. I don't know exactly the figure, guys, but it was over 17,000 just about. And yeah, the tifo was good actually in that stand, wasn't it? Yeah, it was good in the cowshed, that the tifo. But look, for me, just to summarise a little bit, for me, like I said, I just absolutely loved what I saw out there on the pitch. 3 goals, you know what I mean? A clean sheet and top of the league. What more can you actually ask for in the opening game? Of course, these things to iron out, I've already alluded to that. But you can't really grumble too much for how we started the season. And I think for me as well, it was a performance full of passion, hard work, desire, full-blooded commitment. It's amazing what happens, as well, when you have the players in the dressing room who actually want to be here. Isn't it amazing how the massive change that you see on the field when you've got players that actually want to be here? It's a miracle, isn't it, guys? But yes, for me as well, I thought that, we're at a point now. I know it's only one game, but I believe that we're in a point now where we've actually got a squad that we can be proud of. And how long have we not been able to say that for? It's so nice to be able to say it, isn't it? We've got a squad that we can be proud of, absolutely. And yes, it's the opening game, but we've brought the characters in that have the winning mentality. They want to be here. They want to keep improving and want to succeed. And that is what we've brought in. So that is the proof in the pudding right there. I think as well, look at how we played, guys, on the front foot. We were positive on the ball. I know sometimes we did drop a little bit too deep for my liking at times, and we let them have the ball. I think they had too much possession for us being the home team. Look, possession means nothing. We won the game 3-0, right? It doesn't really matter. But I just think that I want to see us be a bit more in control in terms of possession as well at home, as well as getting the goals that we need to win the game, if that makes sense. But look, it was really positive. We were really positive on the ball overall. You know what I mean, which is another refreshing change from what we've had in the past. Wasn't sideways and backwards football all the time. Yes, sometimes you have to go backwards. Sometimes you have to go sideways. But if you're going forward more than you're actually going sideways and backwards, then I accept it, because at least the team are taking more risks. I mean, we were brave on the ball, and everyone was working hard and being aggressive. And we saw a real big flavour of league grant ball for me. And of course, I've already said, I'm not getting carried away with this result by any stretch of the imagination, guys, as it is only one game. But I feel like the foundation has now been laid to build upon that now. And, it was important that we start the season well with a win. And we did it in pretty much style, in a way. 3 goals, clean sheet, and the stadium was just bouncing. And it was really nice to have that feel-good factor back amongst the just nice to have that feel-good factor amongst everything, amongst the stadium. You don't need to tell you, anybody that has been down there for the last few years, it's been horrible, hasn't it, at times? Really, really hard to be there, and all the doom and gloom and negativity surrounding the club, and it just wasn't a nice place to be over the years, was it? But it was a big change in this match, and let's keep that going. Let's have a look. The home one, you're going for the home shirt. Nice. Good for you. Suna's in. Big up to Suna, my French friend. How are you doing? Did you enjoy it? I know I saw your social media posts, but you look like you had a really good day. I feel you're a lucky charm, mate. Maybe you should come back next home game. We scored 3 goals, a clean sheet. What a brilliant game for you to attend. But no worries for being late. You don't need to be sorry. It was a fantastic game, wasn't it? Yeah. Let me know your thoughts, guys, in the chat, what you made of the game. I'm actually going to put the link in for the fan calling. So if you do want to come on and have your say live on air, I will be putting the link in the chat. But I do ask for a camera, unless it is somebody like Suna, who obviously I don't know Suna, but obviously I know he's a genuine guy. I know he's not going to be a troll. So yeah, Suna, if you want to come on and have your say, mate, you're more than welcome to. I'll put the link in the moment. But yes, big up to yourself. Hopefully you got back okay to France as well, and big up. Really happy that the lads won for you as well. It's coming all that way. Of course, I agree with you about Benoit struggling when the team were struggling, but I feel he got infected by the rest of the team's lack of fight when we're losing as well. But I agree with you mostly. Yeah, no, I understand what you're saying. There's different angles to look at it, isn't it? And I don't. The thing is, when I'm very critical of certain players in the team, it's as if I get branded. Apparently, I hate on Benoit a lot, apparently, which I don't really know how I do. I'm just saying that, yes, he had a good game. I'll give him credit. But like I've already alluded to, when the going gets tough, where was he then? And I know what you're saying about the team last season. You know, he was pretty much infected by that, you know, kind of lack of fight and passion and desire in players that just didn't want to be here. I get that. But I don't think individually he covered himself in any glory either. So, you know what I mean? But yeah, big up to you, Macaulay. Thank you so much. 24 of you near right now. Make sure you smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. The attendance was 17,062. Thank you so much for that. That is the exact attention. I knew it was just over 17. So yeah, big up, Macaulay. Thank you for throwing us in there. Paul has also told that the attendance was 17,062. Looked to be no more than 500 from Orient. Yeah, it was a poor turnout from Orient, wasn't it, compared to what they brought to our ground the last game of the final game of last season. It was a big drop off, wasn't it? And it wasn't like it was a night game. It was a 3 o'clock kickoff, so there's no real excuses. But anyway, I don't really care, to be fair. You know, we won the game and we were, we're at home. So yeah. Noah says, I'm so excited for the season. I don't know why Wiles is now a fullback, so I love this squad. Like I say, he's more of a forward-thinking player. No, we know this. The togetherness of this group was pretty evident on Saturday, wasn't it? It was pretty evident, and we've again another change in terms of what we saw in the past. Leyton Orient at 542, if I remember. Fair enough. Miller's skin there, number 20 and 22 all the time. Yeah, Miller is he's just class, isn't he, Miller? Absolutely brilliant. You know what I mean? He was running circles around Orient players, wasn't he, at one point? And yeah, the ball just seems to be glued to his foot, and he's a class act. And yeah, look, I just hope, touch wood, he can keep fit for the rest of the season, because we've got a fantastic player on our hands. If we can keep him fit for the full season, then wow. You know what I mean? He's just such a big player for us. Instantly like League Grant subs as well. They were like for like, which we haven't had for a while. Yeah, to be fair, I didn't mention that, mate, but like the fact that I haven't even complained about the subs, the timing of them, who he brought on and everything. I know a few were enforced substitutions, but yeah, no, I agree. I had no complaints about the subs, the timing of them, who he decided to bring on. So yeah, Lee Grant got it spot on. What's happened to Chapman? He's not even been in the team sheet as well as Healy. No, you keep asking the same question over and over again, by the way. They've answered you multiple times. Other people have answered you as well. They're both injured. We know they're both injured, so that's why they're not. That's why they're not in the team. Yeah, Paul, you put. No, Ryan should make a Discord server where all your fans in the streams can talk, and we can get notified when you upload ECC. Yeah, I mean, potentially moving forward, we could do that, Noah, but like I said, I do kind of, obviously, if you follow me on my socials are down below. Obviously, I always notify you guys when I go live. And also, you can just click that notification bell down below, and you'll get a notification every time I go live as well. So you can also do that. But yeah, I mean, look, Discord potentially is an avenue we could go down in the future. Great idea, my friend. Are you on about the fan calling? I'm going to put a link in the chat. If anybody wants to come on and have their say, you are more than welcome. But you do have to have your camera on unless I know you or I know of you and I know you're not a troll. Right. So I'm going to put the link is in the chat, and I'm going to go back to this Macaulay comment now, which is obviously I rudely interrupted. The way Lee Grant plays means we will concede a lot. We will concede a lot of goals this season from opposition counter, but I think we will score more than we will concede in games this season. That's an interesting kind of thought there, Macaulay. So for me, I know what you're saying. We do kind of play with that bravery, that forward-thinking approach, and we will maybe leave gaps because of that. But like you said, we are going to be scoring plenty of goals as well with the players that we've brought in now. But I don't really see us conceding more goals than last season, in my opinion. I know it was more defensive-minded last season, but I just think, for me, you're kind of saying that because Lee Grant's style is kind of really adventurous, it could leave gaps, and we could, like say, get broke on the counter if teams are good at that. Because not every team is good at a counter-attack game. Obviously, not every team has pace in the team in League One, but quite a few teams do. But yeah, I do get that kind of thought process, but I'm not too sure I agree that we're going to concede so many goals. But Paulson's got a laugh for you guys. My mate has bet me if the Bradford will beat. Oh my goodness. They're already talking about that game, and when we're not even playing them for another month. They're obsessed. It's their cup final, they said. So yes, no wonder they're talking about. Guys, if you want to come on and have your say, you're more than welcome to. This link is in the chat. Goodman was talking to his backline all the game, and our backline stayed together as a unit, which made our defence up solid. I do think the first lot at the back as well, by the way, as well. Another thing to kind of consider here with what Macaulay said earlier as well. Our defence is actually a lot better than what we've seen in the past. So, you know what I mean? So I do think that we do have the legs, to get back as well quickly. Even though Leyton Orient, he did look a little bit open, when Leyton Orient were allowed to counter and did get some chances. But I just think that's just because the players are still gelling. I don't think it's the system in general, if you get me. I just think it's just, you know what I mean? Yeah, but the thing is, I'm sure I pretty much commented on, when I think you asked it on the live chat, and then you did it on the comment section as well. And I'd answered you in both, so let's not go there. But look, should we go through some player ratings then for a little bit, which I think does make sense because why not? So we're just kind of going to run through the player ratings I've got here. So look, starting with Goodman. For me, oh my goodness. Why is it that I always forget to do something before I go live in terms of putting the banner on that I need to put on? Right, here we are. So here were the player ratings for this match then. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section, and drop a like if you are able to do so. It is free. Thank you very much. So Goodman in goal for me gets a 6. Didn't have a save to make until the 40th minute, and rarely called upon in this match, was he at all? He was never really needed. He could have had a picnic on his touchline, on his goal line. Sorry, should I say? And got out, snacks, drinks, and he still would have been all right. I don't really think you can give him any higher than that, Goodman, because he didn't really have much to do. But I thought he commanded his box very well. I think probably a 7 for me for Goodman. Just did what he needed to do when required. Lyndon Gooch, I thought was another player that I haven't actually mentioned. Actually, I thought he was good. I thought he was very good. To be honest, yeah, really good debut. Went in. I know he did go in the book early on for taking down Adaramola. But I think he looked good on the ball. He was getting forward, as we expect. Sprayed some really nice crossfield passes that found their target. and obviously put us on the front foot as well. So, yeah, Lyndon Gooch for me gets a 7. Jack Watmore, I think Jack Watmore was solid. I think he gets an 8. Clever in how he positions himself. He isn't the quickest player, guys, but the positioning of this guy is quite, he's really good at times. I know he did get caught out a few times, but he did do his job sometimes with those counter-attacks. Did slow down the opposition counter-attacks in this match at times. Obviously, took a yellow card for the team in this game. With obviously a cynical foul on Josh Koroma when he was charging upfield, but I think he was given a long he was given a hard task of dealing with Aaron Connolly up top, but very solid in the air. I think he was winning a lot of his headers, really good in the air, just constantly Mr. Reliable, heading those balls away when needed, and that's what I thought I could see here. And also, Sean Round gets no rating for me. He was taken off too early for me. But he looked good. I liked what I saw of him. You know what I mean? I was really happy with it. And we've got a guest. Suna is joining me this evening, and I'm really happy. And he's kind of cut off the player ratings, but I don't really care because we're going to get him on. Let's welcome him to the show. First time speaking live on air here with him, but hello.
Hi everyone. Hi Ryan. Nice to talk to you. Yeah. I'm all right.
How are you doing there? Obviously, you had a very nice trip over and very good for you. How was the journey? And how was your experience on Saturday?
Well, obviously, wonderful experience. Yeah. So had to travel for a full day, but it was so worth it. So I went with my dad, and the win was amazing because I know I'm pretty optimistic about the team, and my dad doesn't really believe me when I say all these positive things about the club. So the fact that we got 3-0, a clean sheet, it was just amazing. Yeah. So what a game, what a day, and what a moment to be a Huddersfield fan.
Absolutely. What a start that we needed, didn't we? What did you think of the game then overall? What are your thoughts on the game overall? Obviously, you said you was really happy with it, but what impressed you most about this performance on Saturday?
I love the attacking mentality. I feel like we've actually got a bit of creativity. Not maybe as much as we'd like, but it was pretty good. And the best thing is just how the team and the players feel, the coach, everything. It just feels different, and even the crowd was amazing.
Yes.
The cowshed was amazing. Yeah,
it was bouncing, wasn't it? Where was you sat then?
Yeah.
Whereabouts were you?
I was opposite to the cowshed. And
so you was in the
it was
family
amazing.
Stand. Yeah, you were in the family.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Right behind the goal.
Yeah. Nice.
Amazing.
So you had a good view then, did you? Yeah, very good.
Yeah, I did. Absolutely.
Yeah, well, really, really happy to have you on, actually, to be fair. You can come to speak to you, mate.
Thank you.
I'm just going through the ratings, but you're welcome to stay. But Herbie Kane, for me, I thought he did really well. I thought he did better than I thought, to be fair, because I wasn't really particularly happy with Kane. I said it before. But Lee Grant that's why he's the manager, I'm not. But look, Kane looked very good, didn't he? And for me, I give him an 8. What did you think of Herbie Kane? What rating would you give him?
Absolutely. Well, for the first half, he was so far away from me that I thought that it was Alfie May, and I was just so surprised that he actually got a really good game. So, wow, like even the shots he got, the penalty, it's a really, really good game and a good start from him.
He looks fitter, doesn't he, as well? He looks fitter compared to last season. He surprised me how much he got around the pitch, you know what I mean? And it was a great... Let's not forget the assist as well he got for the first goal. Really good delivery in.
That's true.
And next up, our skipper, Ryan Ledson, who, guys, I forgot to mention, this guy is quality. Let me tell you, he is captain material. But you know what he is? He's a player that might not be the most flashiest player. But you know what he does? he's such a class act. He makes it look easy, the natural in there, and he just comfortable in that midfield role. I thought it was solid defensively. I think the highlight for me was when he made that really that sliding block to stop a long range effort on the edge of the box. If you remember it as well. Always looking forward, looking with the ball, even if he may have put it out of touch. He was always looking forward. So composed, really impressive midfield showing, and you could see. As well, Aiden tell me this, but obviously I didn't really recognise him when I was at the game. But every time a player came off, he went over to them and patted him on the back and said, "Well, said well done for a good shift." I like that. But yeah, what did you make of Ryan Ledson in this match? I thought it was class, absolutely class.
Yeah, great guy, really great guy. He looks really class. He looks like a championship player, and I think he really brings the team together. So
what a guy!
Amazing.
What a guy to lead on that field, you know what I mean? What a guy for everyone to look up to on that field. He's just, you can just tell he's a professional, a proper professional on and off the field as well. He handled himself perfectly on and off the field. But yeah, look, really, really good. Did I give him a rate? I'd give him an 8. In fact, I should give him a 9. Because I was that impressed. Let's have a look. The comments, just to break up I know there's a lot of ratings, guys, but I do like to do this. No, so I'm excited to see McGuan and Castledine hopefully put in a shift versus Reading. Yeah, I mean, obviously Castledine, I'm hopeful that he'll be in that squad for Reading. I'm not sure what's happening with McGuan at the moment. I don't know if he's injured. I don't know. But he wasn't in the team on Saturday, obviously, and he'd been signed for a while before that game. So I don't know. Maybe he might be ready for this week. But yeah, I'm excited to see Castledine at number 10. He's the creative spark that we need in that 10 position. That's the way I see it. We've been, and I think he's going to be a really good player. Another player from Chelsea that we know what we've had with Chelsea players and how well we've done with them. So yes, a few ratings. Jack Watmore 9, Ledson 9, Kane 8. Look at these high ratings. I'm loving it. Wild 9. I'm not sure about that, but fair enough. Miller 8, Gooch 9, Harness 9. Good stuff, mate. You very precise ratings, by the way. 9.4 for me. Rowan a 6. Did well. Yeah, it did look solid when we were on. Sorensen 7.8. Aiden says hello to you.
Hey Aiden. Yeah.
Big up Aiden. He's always in the chat there. 7 for Kasumu, 8 for Charles, 7 for Taylor, and Lee Grant gets a 10. From Macaulay. I have to agree with that. I don't really actually usually do the manager. I will do it this time, but I've already kind of said what I'm going to get now. Paul says, I remember a few weeks ago when people were saying it was unacceptable getting beat by Emily in a training session game. How embarrassing does that seem now? Well, Paul, this guy, by the way, is constantly commenting on my posts. Always negative, by the way. And I thought I was negative, right? Paul, let me just say something right now, right? I was one of those people. So is that how you get me? I didn't like losing to Emily. I didn't like what I saw in that Emily game. But does that make me an embarrassment? I don't think it does, mate. I think you're being very, very over the top. I think you have to be respectful. I don't like losing a game to Emily, whether it's pre-season or not. That's why you need high standards at this football club, pre-season or not. So yeah, Paul, it wasn't acceptable getting beat by Emily, and I stand by that. And it's not embarrassing just because we won the opening game. The way I reacted in that opening pre-season game. So yes, Paul, respectfully, let's just tone it down a bit because I have been monitoring your comments, and we just can't be having the hassle on this show. So if this does continue, I don't mind having people having opinions, but it's just the way you're coming across with these opinions. They're just very, disrespectful, and I'm just not having it on this channel. Marcus Harness gets a 7. Excellent in the early kind of exchanges, both on and off the ball. I thought he really looked good. So he was booked in this game, but look, I thought he lost the ball by being a bit over elaborate at times. But I liked what I saw from him. He did pose a few questions to Orient's defence, and obviously he did go off injured. Hopefully it's not a bad injury. But what did you make of Harness? Obviously, another new signing, mostly new signing, really, isn't it? But did you like Harness?
Yeah. I'd say it's maybe one of my favorite players in the squad right now. I think he looks really good. Yeah, he looks really, really good. And I think he has, even though he's getting pretty old, I think he can still bring a lot to the team, and maybe even bring a bit of creativity on his side with his experience.
Absolutely, yeah.
So I really like this guy, and what a game.
Yeah, absolutely. Ben Wiles, who, like I said, I'm not his biggest fan, but I do give him credit where credit's due. Me, he gets an 8. He did look a lot better in this game. You know, I think he was more lively in the second half of last season, if you remember. But I do think that in this game, I felt like he was really dictating things. He was involved in a lot of the play. But yeah, obviously caused problems, and he obviously won the penalty for us to make it 2-0 as well. So yeah, he was involved in a lot of our attacks, and he played very well. So for me, an 8. What did you make of Ben Wiles?
Yeah. Well, obviously, we wouldn't have thought that he would have done a really good game. Pretty surprising, but yeah, honestly, like you said, got to give credit where it's due, and pretty good game from him. And I'd give you 7.5 to 8.
Yeah. Nicely put there. Nickel Miller obviously started on the left wing, but then dropped back to left back after obviously Round's departure. I think he did. Look, Miller is a reliable player. Anywhere he goes, left back, wing, third forward in the attacking role, he just does a solid job for you. He's fantastic. He's a class player. I'm not overhyping him, guys. I just think he's so good. Obviously, he's passing, his ball retention. I just think he looks so comfortable. You never feel like he's going to lose that ball. He's just running rings around Orient defenders and, just looking way too good for League One. But I just think his injuries, I think that's why he's not really at a higher level in the Championship. I know he did come from the Championship, but I just think Miller has had to drop down a league to try and fight off those injuries. And I know obviously he got injuries for us as well last season, but that was a really unlucky injury. It wasn't an injury he had in the past. It was very different injury. It was just unfortunate the way he got landed on by, I don't know who it was now, but somebody fell on his knee, didn't they? And obviously they completely ruined him. But look, for me, I think I give Miller an 8. What do you think of Miller as a player, and what did you make of him in this game? I love watching him, mate.
I loved him. I really loved him as a winger. I think he's really good dribbling, a very technical player, and I think he can also whip these balls in. But he didn't really get too much game time as a winger, so I'd like to see a bit more.
Yeah.
But in the whole game, I'd give him 8.5 probably. Really liked his game. From my side, he looked really amazing.
Yeah, it just gets you. He's just brilliant. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, as a look, Collins's thought preseason was great as we beat decent sides like Young Boys and Firth, perform well against Premier League side like Burnley. I thought we got stronger as the preseason went on. It's great to see everybody buzzing up the town. Big up to you, Paul. It's nice to have a feel-good factor.
Yeah.
Last season felt so draining coming on here and saying the same thing on the match previews, especially the reviews. It was just so draining, and it's just nice to have a positive outlook on a match for once, for the first time in ages. McCoy says, if not Ryanlands, and then Miller is my captain. Yeah, obviously Miller is part of the leadership group, so I do feel like Miller is another, a really good role model, and I think he's a lead. I think you class him as a leader as well. If Ryanlands wasn't captain, then Mikel Miller would. I get what you mean, McCoy. Yeah, I agree. Alfie May. I mean, look, this guy. This guy is a class act, isn't he? You know what impressed me the most about this guy is that his movement off the ball. He was just so impressive, and obviously he got his goal. But I think he was a bit quiet in that first half. But the second half, I thought it was fantastic, it just looked a class act. Obviously could have had a second, couldn't he, as well? But I think May gets an 8 as well. What did you make of May? I just think he just looks like a striker that we've been crying out for so long, and now we finally got him.
Something that's crazy about him is that he's really small. And although being small, his placement is so amazing. But as we saw, he got a really good header in, and it was about to be a goal. And as you just said, his placement is really amazing, and he can just make the best out of the ball every time he gets it. And I think we'll see much more from him. Second half was really good, and yeah, I'm just buzzing to see what he's gonna do for us this season. How many goals he's gonna get, because he's amazing.
Yeah, it'd be nice for him to replicate what he did with Charlton in League One all those, those a few years ago. What was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we need a good 20 plus goals from May.
Yeah,
that'd
we
be
could
nice.
actually.
When was the last time we had a goal scorer that had 20? When I had 20 goals, over 20 goals, I can't remember. It's been that long. But look, yeah, May for me was just brilliant. Ruskin gets the 7. I thought he was good when he came on. I think sometimes Ruskin's end product can be a bit questionable, but he does get into good areas. And you could see that with the goal as well that he scored. He was right there, the right place, the right time. Anticipated in Taylor to scuff that shot that fell to him. But yeah, he took his chance. He got a goal, and I think he's got big potential in this team. What did you make of Ruskin?
Ruskin is obviously my favorite player. I think he has a lot of potential. Once again, technically, he's amazing. I just think he's missing the last touch. So he can get past a lot of people and just miss this last little touch, because he's obviously not a winger, so needs to adapt. But I really think he's got a lot of potential. And for this game, I'd say I'd say a 7 or 7.5 is pretty fair.
Yeah, good one. And by the way, guys, I've got a video about Ruben Ruskin coming out at 8 o'clock. Of course, his contract extension. I have reacted and shared my thoughts about that. So yes, get that notification bell on for 8 o'clock. But look, just a bit of a plug there. Jota, and drop a like if you haven't already on the stream. 21 of you in here right now. Big up to you all. And yes, drop a like. It is free. And subscribe to the channel. But yes, Joe Taylor obviously came on when Harness got injured. And yeah, I thought Taylor came on and he looked really, really good. And I said this in pre-season about Taylor. He looks a lot sharper, looks a lot fitter. It's like he's lost weight. And he looks like the real deal again, really, for me. Looks to have the hunger back. He's got a kind of stridiness. He's got a big stridiness. Is that right word? I don't know. He just got a big, like, kind of. He feels like you can just tell that he feels good about himself, if that makes sense. And it was, even though the goal was kind of, even though the pass to Ruskin, you can claim an assist. I know he meant a shot, but yeah, Taylor came on and did a really good job for us, didn't he? Obviously, he went up front and May went just behind him, of course. But yeah, what did you make of Taylor?
Well, I really think he looked different today. He looked Saturday, sorry.
Yeah.
He looked really hungry. And I feel like he probably doesn't want to be in Alfie May's shadow. So maybe he looks a bit hungrier. And yeah, I liked what I saw. He got an assist. I think he got probably pretty lucky, but that's that. And yeah, he looked pretty fit. He looked good. So can't wait to see what he'll do this season.
I absolutely agree. We need him to be found out over this season. We paid a lot of money for this guy, and we need him to start producing now. So another one that needs to get really lots of goals for us. No pressure. But look, let's have a look at the comments. I've kind of actually, I'm not forgotten about you guys in the comments, don't worry. Up the set piece coach for shouting until his lungs are empty, by the way. Look, I said it before, the set piece can be a big weapon for us this season. And because we've got a lot of height at the back. So yeah, I think we can really use that to our advantage. Jensen's in. Big up to you. He says, hello, Ryan. Sorry for coming in an hour late. Hope you're doing well. No worries, Jensen. It's fine. I know people do have lives to live, so I don't expect you guys to always be in here all the time. But you always make sure you're here, Jensen, no matter what. So big up to yourself. One of my members. So big up. Look. Paul says...
I'm going to have to leave, Ryan. Yeah, so
no
getting
worries.
some fish and chips.
No worries. Well, thank you so much for joining. You're always welcome on the channel.
No problem.
I really like talking to you as well. So yeah, big up to yourself. I'm glad Saturday was a great day for you and 3 points, obviously. So yeah, big up and hope to see you soon. Take care.
What a game, and yeah, nice to see you. Nice to see everyone. Have a great life. And I'll see your video later. Yeah, nice to talk to you.
Take care, bye.
Cheers.
Big up to Suna. What a legend he is, guys. Honestly, really appreciate him coming on for a little bit. Really good to talk to him for the first time. And yeah, what a legend. Sorry, let me just get to the comments again. Miller was a bit of a handful for Perkins and Abdullah. Yes, he was, wasn't he? He was. He's a handful for anybody he comes up against, in my opinion. And Jensen has been a member for 7 months. Big up to you, Jensen. I really appreciate the 7 months membership. And yes, he says, hope you're doing well, Ryan. Up the town. And I'm doing all right, thanks, man. I'm doing a lot better today. I hope you're doing well. And yeah, thank you for being a member for 7 months. Legend. McCall said, I love Joe Taylor's aura. Yeah, no, he's got that aura, and he's got that real special aura about him. I know what you mean. He's so calm and kind. I know it was only a penalty, but I feel like he may well get so many goals. Look, don't be saying it's only a penalty, Jensen. That was the first penalty we scored at home in 1,894 days. So a lot of penalty is a goal. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter how they go. You know, penalties are class of goals. I know what you're saying, though. I think we'll see a lot of open play goals from him as well this season, to be honest with you, mate. Great character, yeah. Congratulations on the 7-month membership, Jensen. Yes, Aiden's. Yeah, big up, absolutely. We're not doing predictions for Saturday, just to remind you. I'm doing a preview of the Reading game on Friday. So, guys, I'm not putting any of the comments about Reading in the cut. I've already said it once. Appreciate you engaging, but just stick to the topic. Yeah, true. But look, just quickly then, Charles gets a 7. I think Charles looked bright when he came on. You know what I mean? Had a strike, turned over the bar, like I said, looked really good, lively. And he did play a big part in the third goal. Let's not forget, he was in the build-up to that goal. Sorensen, for me, came on too late. For Gooch, no rating. And Kasuma, again, the one that came on too late. 2 unused substitutes, Nichols and Balka. And guys, we have been going for a long time, haven't we? But it's been a fantastic show. But before we do go, I am going to be updating you guys with the FPL table that we've got, the mini league that we've got going on at the moment in the EFL Fantasy. And I'm going to be updating you guys with the table. So let's have a look. I actually forgot to put the full-time stats up for the game, but that's how the game kind of panned out with the stats. We ended up having the same shots as them, and we had more on target. So in the end, you could see the step up from that first half to the second. We got better in that second half, and, you know what I mean? And we looked more lively. So that backs it up as well. I know they still had more possession, but it doesn't really matter. They didn't score, and they didn't really look like scoring, you know, to be honest with you, in that second half at all. So, yeah, that's how the full-time stats looked. And let's have a look at I don't know if you can see it, guys. Let me just take the banner off. But as you can see, guys, I am top of the table. I know it's game week 1, yeah, but I'm top of the table. I'm leading the pack by 7 points. As you can see, Jensen, you're second, 76. Joshua, 71. And a few others. Ollie is 5th, 66 points. But yeah, look, obviously, big up to everyone that has actually joined the fantasy. I really appreciate it. And then the second half of the table, we've got, fortunately, Ben hasn't started well, but it's how you finish, not how you start. That's the key. Below a few other that's the table as it stands. I'm not going to go through it all. You can see it on the screen there. But that's how the fantasy mini league is looking at the moment. I'm going to update you guys every single week on this one. I'm not going to let you down this time. I know I was a bit slack last season with doing it, but yeah. And by the way, whoever wins in the whoever wins, I'll have a little prize for the winner. Not much, guys, but I'll have a little prize. Maybe a little town keyring or something, or maybe some chocolate or something. I don't know. But for the winner, we will be having prizes. So yes, let's see who comes out on top in the fantasy football league that we've got going on at the moment. Let's have a look at the comments. For me, Dion Charles is more of a poacher. Yeah, but the problem is, Macaulay, if he is a poacher, he needs to be getting in those positions to poach those goals. And for me, he's going to be a player that will come off the bench more often than not. But hopefully, he can contribute this season. Well, he needs to, because we need everybody in this squad to produce. So hopefully, Charles does come good. Jensen, I've seen on Twitter they are looking to build a hotel at the stadium. What are your thoughts on that? Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I haven't actually seen that, Jensen, to be fair, but I think, yeah, I mean, obviously, it's certainly a good idea in terms of revenue for the club. And I think it's ideal for maybe supporters who obviously come in, whether you're town fans and you're coming from down south or wherever you're coming from, and you come into the game. Like soon as he came over from France, if you've got a hotel on site, then it's ideal, isn't it? And obviously visiting spot as well if it's a long trip and they want to make and they can't do both trips all in one go, then I think it's a good idea. We had 13 shots, actually. Well, Sky Sports is wrong, so I don't know where you've seen your stats from. No, Macaulay, let's not have it. We had 14 shots, and that's it. I'm second. Well, yeah, Jensen, big up. How do you join in? The fancy codes, I don't know if I put it in the description of this video, but if you want to join, I don't think it's too late. The code's there. And you can just take a screenshot of that and join it when we finish. We're finishing in a few moments when we finish these comments. But yeah, that's the code. If you want to join, you're more than welcome to. Let's have a look. I haven't checked, so I didn't know. Yeah, Jensen, you must have forgot. But I definitely checked after the game we won. I was wondering how I started. Because I did terribly last season in the fantasy, to be fair. Are we looking at any more transfers, by the way? To be honest with you, I think we're probably more likely to be looking at loans, and we're looking at Premier League loans now, and looking at maybe we can get another winger from the Premier League. But never say never. That's what I'm going to say. I never say never. I personally think we're still short on the wing, and I think it would be nice to get at least one more winger in. But I want two, but at least one more winger in the building. And yeah, so I do think we could do. I still feel like we're going to get another signing. I've got a feeling. So yeah, let's go with it. I think we are going to be getting one more at least in. That's how we'll see it. First watch along of the season coming soon. Yes, and you reminded me very nicely. Yes, the first watch along of this season is coming this Saturday lunchtime. As of course we do take on Reading. I was actually going to go to this game, guys, until Sky Sports decided to change it, and unfortunately, call me a fake fan or whatever you want to call me, but I just don't really feel like I can get up at 5 o'clock to go to the game, to be honest with you. I just think it's ridiculous how they've changed it to after 12 kickoff. And I do actually like the watch songs as well on the channel, so I think it'd be good to kind of. And I think I've done Reading on a vlog before, haven't I? I think I've certainly done Reading before. I think I've done a vlog with Reading, so when we've gone to Reading before. So yeah, first watch along this Saturday. So hopefully you guys can join me. Full match commentary, and I'm excited to do it. I love my commentating, guys, and yes, big up. So yes, the code for the EFL Fantasy League, if you want to join later, you can. But I will put the link in the description. Joe Taylor, Marcus Anderson, Sean Round at the Deitchman in the Kingsgate tomorrow to do a meet and greet with town fans. Don't know the time though. Yeah, I saw that. I don't know the time either. But yeah, I did see that, so I'm sure that'll be busy, won't it? To get to meet two of the new lads, and obviously Taylor, who's fairly new still, but yeah. So yeah, it'll be a good little event there for fans to go down and get some signatures and pictures. But look, I'm gonna wrap up here actually now. I also forgot to mention, please vote for right football content awards. Yes, guys, obviously final push for the football content awards. Best new content creator is the category. And like I said, if you when you're voting in the names, you put the channel and then obviously put my name in brackets. Not that they need to know my name because the channel is obviously the Huddersfield Town on TV, but yes, and obviously put the link, and I will put that link in the description. I don't know if I put the link in the description of this video already. I'll have to go back and check. I can't remember, but yeah, I think I did. So yeah, big up to Aidan, and yes, if you can go and vote for me, the final push, the final week. I'm pretty sure the voting closes next week. So yeah, if not, we go again, and we go again next year because I will be more organised next year because I'll be promoting it from the very beginning when the votes open. I was very late to voting this time again, and it hasn't really worked in my favour. But I know a lot of people have voted already, so you just never know. Just never know. It's never too late to enter something, is it? So let's see how we do. But yeah, thank you so much, Aidan, for that. But look, guys, that is it. That is it for tonight's show. I know we've been going a bit longer than usual. I like to usually do an hour, but obviously we did have Sooner come on. We have a lot of contributions tonight, so big up to you all in the chat for getting in your contributions this evening. It's very much appreciated. So we have gone over the hour mark, but who cares? We've had a good chat, we have good positivity, and we're very happy to start the season with 3 shiny points, a clean sheet, and our stadium bouncing with the atmosphere so good in the stadium. Absolutely brilliant. Long may that continue. And yes, so look, thanks so much for watching. Drop a like on your way out. Subscribe if you're new. Are we actually going to get to... Let's see if we've got any new subscribers. We haven't, unfortunately, got any new subscribers. Let's check on the like count before we get out of here. 15 likes. We could have done better than that, guys. But anyway, if you haven't liked it, do make sure you do like. It does help with the algorithm. And we are top of the league, as it says. We are indeed. Very good. Let's keep it going, though. Let's keep it going on Saturday. We're back. Stay tuned. I'm actually going to be posting the brand new video at 8 o'clock for the Ruben Roosting contract extension. So do make sure you have a notification bell on for that video coming out at 8 o'clock. So in 35 minutes time. So do make sure you check it out. Comment your thoughts and like the video as well. I appreciate all your support. We're back for another live show, probably next on Friday for the preview to our game against Reading at the weekend. And hopefully we do get... I think I'm hopefully going to be getting, well, not a Reading fan, but he's going to record a clip for me that we'll play on Friday's show as well, a Reading's perspective. And I always I'm going to try and do that more this season, guys. Try and get some fans, whether they come on live or they do a video for me. I think it just gives us more of a better perspective of the team that we're going to face, rather than me waffling on, pretending I know about the team when we've got fans up and down the country, you know, whoever we're playing, that can contribute. Michael says up the town indeed, Michael. Big up you. You're gonna have to rewind, Michael, because we had a fantastic show tonight. And I don't know if you've been watching silently, but if you haven't, if you just come in, make sure you do go and watch the stream back. Right, it says catch you later, mate. Up the town, Lee Grants, bam, yeah, indeed. Yes, big up, Aidan, thank you. And thanks every single one of you for commenting. And thank you to Sooner. It was great to have Sooner on the channel tonight, guys. Really cheered me up. To be honest, it's really good to speak to him, and yeah, hopefully we can get him on again soon sometime. But what a legend! As you all are in the chat as well, of course, you are all legends for being here. But look, have a good rest of the evening. It is for new football content creator. And I say new because I know my channel's been running a few years, guys, but really, I would say that I've been my most consistent the past 12 months. So I class myself as a new creator because I was doing videos here and there prior to that, but I wasn't really being consistent. So yeah, best new content creator is the category. Big up to you, Paul. Paul is voting, and I appreciate that so much, Paul. Big up to yourself, mate. I appreciate it. But look, thank you so much for watching. Have a good rest of the evening. Make sure you watch the video at 8 o'clock, the Ruben Rooskin contract extension one. So yes, and I'll see you all very soon for the next live show. But until next time, take care, stay safe, and as always, up the town, Lee Grant's Barmy Army, as the Terriers find themselves looking down on every single team, top of the pile. Let's keep it like that, guys. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you all very soon. And Jensen saying bye. Bye-bye. Up the town indeed. Take care. And we are absolutely now out of here. Goodbye.